you ever notice how some people spend their entire lives trying to tear others down? They throw words like stones. They try to shake your confidence. And for a moment it might feel like they've won. But here is the thing about life. Life does not reward anger. Life does not reward resentment. The best revenge is not in shouting louder, not in dragging someone into the dirt with you. The best revenge is quiet. It is unseen. It is unstoppable. The best revenge is becoming the person they never thought you could be. When someone hurts you, your first instinct might be to lash out. That is normal. That is human. But the strongest people, the people who really rise, they do not feed the fire of others' negativity. They focus on themselves. They work on their craft. They build their mind. They chase their dreams like they are the only thing that matters in the world. And here is the beautiful part. Every step you take toward greatness, every skill you master, every goal you crush, it is a silent message. It says, I am stronger than your doubt. I am unbothered by your bitterness. I am unstoppable. Hurt can break some people. Hurt can also fuel others. The difference is in what you choose to do with it. Do not waste your energy plotting revenge in the way the world expects. Do not give them the satisfaction of seeing you crumble or seeing you angry. Instead, rise. Rise so high that their opinion cannot touch you. Rise so fast that they cannot catch up. Rise so fully that they are forced to watch your life bloom, while their lives remain stuck in the same bitterness they offered the world. Imagine your life as a garden. Every act of kindness, every goal you reach, every skill you sharpen, it is like planting a seed. And every hurt, every insult, every attempt to drag you down, it becomes the fertilizer for your growth. They think they are stopping you, but in truth, they are feeding the fire inside of you that will one day light up the entire room. They are fueling a power they will never understand. When someone hurts you, it can feel like the world has shifted beneath your feet. You might be tempted to lash out, to shout, to show them in some dramatic way that they cannot define you. But the truth is that all those actions are temporary. The anger you feel, the frustration, the desire for immediate retaliation, these are like sparks in the wind. They flare up quickly and fade just as fast, leaving you exhausted and no closer to your true goal. The real power, the real victory, lies not in proving them wrong in a moment, but in proving yourself right over a lifetime. That is why success is the ultimate revenge. It is quiet, it is relentless, and it cannot be denied. Success is not simply about wealth, titles, or recognition. Success is about becoming the best version of yourself, the person who rises every time life tries to knock them down. When someone hurts you, they are attempting to limit your potential in their minds. They want you to shrink, to doubt yourself, to stop striving for more. But when you channel your energy into building your skills, growing your mind, and pursuing your goals, you are demonstrating something far more powerful than a moment of anger or a clever comeback. You are showing that their words and actions cannot stop the force of your ambition. Every step you take toward your dreams, every hour you dedicate to improvement, every challenge you overcome quietly adds to your strength. You become a person who does not need to prove anything to anyone but yourself. And yet, in living this way, you send a message far more profound than any shout, insult, or confrontation could ever deliver. Your success is a living answer, a manifestation of your resilience and your unwavering focus. When they see you thriving, achieving, and living a life they could not have imagined for you, they are confronted with a truth they cannot deny. They failed to break you. The beauty of success as revenge is that it transforms the energy of hurt into something constructive. Pain can be heavy, but when directed toward growth, it becomes momentum. Every moment someone tried to belittle you or undermine you becomes fuel for your drive. Every doubt they cast on your abilities becomes a stepping stone toward proving yourself. You do not need to retaliate with anger or bitterness. because your achievements do it naturally. Your life becomes a testament to your strength, a statement that is impossible to ignore or dispute. Success also has a permanence that fleeting acts of revenge lack. Words can be forgotten. Arguments fade from memory. Grudges lose their power over time. But what you build, what you accomplish, the skills you master, the goals you surpass, they endure, they do not fade. They do not rely on someone else's acknowledgement. And in this way, your life becomes your ultimate form of justice. It is the embodiment of the truth that no hurt, no insult, no attempt to diminish you can stop your journey when you are committed to rising above. Another layer of this kind of revenge is the freedom it gives you. When you focus on success rather than retaliation, you reclaim control over your emotions, your time, and your energy. You no longer live in reaction to someone else's actions. You are no longer bound to their attempts to hurt you or keep you small. Instead, you are guided by your vision, your ambitions, and your purpose. And as you move forward, building your life, your dreams, your happiness, the people who hurt you slowly lose relevance. They cannot derail you. They cannot change your path. Their power over you dissolves as your own grows. In the end, the ultimate revenge is a life well lived, a life filled with growth, joy, and fulfillment. It is not loud or vengeful. It is confident and unshakable. It is a reminder to yourself and to the world that you are bigger than any attempt to diminish you. The people who hurt you may never admit it, may never apologize, and may never understand, but that does not matter. What matters is that you rise, you achieve, and you shine, proving that nothing can stop the force of someone determined to live their best life. Success is more than revenge. It is liberation, strength, and proof that the best answer to hurt is a life that cannot be ignored. When someone hurts you, it is natural to want to focus on them, to replay the moment, to feel the sting of their words or actions again and again. It is human to dwell on the injustice, to wonder why they chose to hurt you, and how you might respond. But the truth is that fixating on someone else, on their behavior, or on the pain they caused, only keeps you trapped in a cycle of negativity. You give them power over your emotions, your energy, and your focus. Real strength, real growth, comes not from holding on to grudges or seeking revenge in the ways the world expects, but from turning your attention inward, toward yourself. Focusing on growth rather than grudges is the most powerful response to anyone who has ever tried to hurt you. Your progress becomes unstoppable when your energy is spent on building yourself rather than tearing others down. Growth begins with mindset. It begins with the decision to refuse to be defined by what others do to you. When someone hurts you, they are projecting their own limitations, fears, and insecurities. They cannot reach inside of you to determine your worth unless you allow them to. Every time you redirect your attention from resentment to improvement, you reclaim your power. You choose to invest your time in learning, mastering new skills, and expanding your understanding of the world. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you ask yourself what you can do better, what you can create, what you can achieve. In doing so, you transform a moment of pain into the foundation of your growth. One of the most remarkable things about focusing on growth is that it becomes self-reinforcing. Every effort you make to improve, every challenge you overcome, every goal you reach strengthens not only your skills, but also your confidence and resilience. You begin to see that your value does not depend on external validation or on the opinions of those who sought to hurt you. Your achievements, no matter how small, are proof that you are moving forward and becoming more than you were before. The more you focus on growth, the less space there is in your mind for grudges, bitterness, or anger. You become occupied with your own journey, leaving no room for negativity to take root. Growth is also about perspective. When you focus on your development rather than on revenge, you start to see challenges, failures, and even the hurt caused by others as opportunities. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every criticism becomes a chance to reflect, and every obstacle becomes a test of your resilience. You stop seeing the world as a place full of people against you, and start seeing it as a place full of lessons that can help you become stronger. This shift in perspective is powerful because it allows you to transform experiences that once felt like wounds into tools for building a life that is fulfilling and unstoppable. There is another critical element in choosing growth over grudges: freedom. Holding on to resentment binds you to the past. It keeps you looking backward instead of forward. It forces you to revisit moments of pain and anger repeatedly, which drains your energy and clouds your judgment. But when you shift your focus to growth, you liberate yourself. You no longer allow someone else's actions to dictate your mood or your choices. You take control of your narrative, your path, and your future. You become the author of your story rather than a character defined by the mistakes or cruelty of others. This freedom is transformative because it enables you to invest fully in the life you want to create, rather than in the life someone else tried to damage. Unstoppable progress comes when growth is combined with consistency. It is not enough to focus on improvement in fleeting moments of motivation. Real growth requires daily commitment, deliberate action, and the willingness to keep moving forward, even when the journey is difficult. Every step you take toward bettering yourself is a declaration that you will not be held back by hurt. It is proof that your energy, time, and focus are far too valuable to waste on resentment. With each small success, you reinforce the habit of prioritizing your growth, creating momentum that carries you forward even when the world challenges you. Ultimately, choosing growth over grudges is a choice to live with purpose, strength, and dignity. It is a refusal to allow someone else's negativity to define you or limit your potential. It is a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, and to the person you are becoming. By focusing on your own development, you transform pain into power, setbacks into lessons, and hurt into motivation. Grudges fade, bitterness disappears, and in their place stands a version of yourself that is unstoppable, unshakable, and thriving. When you focus on growth, you do more than rise above the people who tried to hurt you. You rise into your own life fully, unapologetically, and without limits. This is where true power lives. Hurt is one of the most powerful emotions we can experience. It is sharp, it is immediate, and it often feels like it has the power to stop us in our tracks. When someone betrays us, insults us, or tries to diminish us, the natural reaction is to feel anger, sadness, or even confusion. These feelings are valid, and they are part of being human. But the way we respond to hurt determines the course of our lives. One of the most transformative choices we can make is to turn pain into fuel. Instead of allowing hurt to weaken us, we can use it to ignite a fire inside, a drive that pushes us toward growth, achievement, and a life that is unshakable. Hurt is not meant to break us. It is meant to teach us how strong we truly are. When someone hurts you, it can feel as though the world has shifted. You may replay the event over and over in your mind, analyzing every word, every gesture, every slight. But the truth is that dwelling on the pain without action only allows it to control you. Every minute spent reliving the hurt strengthens the power of the person who caused it, even though they may not even be aware of it. Real power comes from taking that energy and redirecting it. Turning pain into fuel is a conscious decision. It is the moment when you look at the situation, feel the sting, and then choose to transform that energy into something that propels you forward rather than holds you back. Pain is an accelerant for growth when approached intentionally. When you are hurt, there is a choice: you can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. The people who rise above are those who choose refinement. They look at the hurt not as a roadblock, but as a signal. It is an indicator that there is strength to be found, lessons to be learned, and resilience to be built. Every insult, every betrayal, every attempt to wound you is an opportunity to prove your strength not to others but to yourself. When you start using pain as fuel, you stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as energy. Energy that can be converted into ambition, focus, and determination. Turning hurt into fuel requires discipline and perspective. You must remind yourself that your value is not determined by someone else's actions or opinions. Hurt is often a reflection of the person who caused it, their limitations, insecurities, and fears. When you recognize that, the sting begins to fade, replaced by clarity. This clarity allows you to channel the intensity of your emotions into constructive action. You take the frustration, the anger, the sadness, and you pour it into your craft, your skills, your goals. You use the fire that someone tried to ignite to burn brighter and move faster. The hurt becomes the wind in your sails, propelling you toward the life you want to create. Every step taken in the aftermath of pain is a testament to your resilience. When you use hurt as fuel, you are no longer reacting passively to life. You are actively shaping your reality. Each success, no matter how small, becomes a declaration that you are more powerful than the forces that try to diminish you. Every goal you achieve, every challenge you overcome, every skill you master becomes proof that your energy is being used wisely. Instead of wasting it on revenge, resentment, or dwelling on the past, you are converting it into momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. The people who hurt you will continue to exist, and they may never understand the transformation they sparked within you. That does not matter. Their role is complete once you decide to use the pain as fuel. You no longer need their approval, their apology, or even their acknowledgement. Your growth is independent of them. The hurt they caused, once a burden, is now the catalyst for your evolution. You start to realize that no one has the power to stop your forward movement, unless you allow them to. Every negative action taken against you can be turned into a positive outcome for yourself. This is the essence of true strength, the ability to convert adversity into advantage. Over time, you will notice that your life begins to change in ways that those who tried to hurt you could never predict. Your achievements, your confidence, and your unshakable sense of self become a natural consequence of the energy you chose to redirect. Hurt becomes a teacher, a motivator, and a force that continuously reminds you of what you are capable of. You no longer fear pain because you know it can be transformed into progress. You no longer seek revenge because your life itself is the answer. You have taken what was meant to wound you and turned it into power that drives you forward, unstoppable and unwavering. And in this transformation, you discover a truth that is unshakable. Pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. Hurt can ignite your fire, and when you let it, it will illuminate the path to a life that no one can take away from you. There is a natural desire in all of us to respond when someone hurts us. It is instinctive to want to argue back, to explain ourselves, or to defend our pride. The voice in our head urges us to speak up, to retaliate, to make the other person feel the sting they inflicted. But the truth is that the loudest, most immediate reaction rarely carries the kind of power that lasts. Words can be misinterpreted, actions can be forgotten, and attempts to retaliate often leave us feeling empty rather than victorious. Silence, though underestimated, is more powerful than any act of revenge. Rising above negativity does not mean ignoring what happened. It means refusing to let it define you, refusing to allow it to steal your peace, and refusing to let someone else's actions control your life. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. It is a conscious decision to preserve your energy for the battles that matter most. The battles within yourself, the pursuit of your goals, and the creation of a life that cannot be shaken by others. When you respond with silence rather than retaliation, you reclaim your power. You demonstrate to yourself and silently to the world that no external force has the ability to dictate your emotions or your choices. The person who hurt you may expect an immediate response, but when you refuse to feed the cycle, you take away their leverage. You stop being a participant in their drama, and instead, you focus entirely on building your own life. Choosing silence requires discipline and perspective. It demands that you step back and assess the situation objectively, separating your emotions from the actions of others. In that moment, you realize that hurtful words, petty criticisms, and attempts to diminish you are reflections of the person who inflicted them, not of your true value. When you embrace silence, you allow yourself the time and space to process the experience, to learn from it, and to transform it into growth. You no longer react impulsively. Instead, you respond intentionally by becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Rising above negativity also means refusing to give it a permanent home in your mind. Resentment, anger, and bitterness are heavy burdens. They weigh you down, drain your energy, and cloud your judgment. When you choose silence over retaliation, you free yourself from carrying that weight. You focus your energy on what truly matters: your development, your ambitions, and your happiness. In doing so, you create an unstoppable momentum that propels you forward. The person who sought to hurt you is left behind, their influence over you diminished, while you continue to rise without distraction. There is a quiet strength in demonstrating that someone's attempts to harm you have no lasting effect. When you do not react with anger, when you do not seek revenge, and when you maintain your composure in the face of provocation, you send a powerful message without saying a word. That message is clear: I am unshakable. I am in control of myself and my life. I do not require your approval, nor am I defined by your actions. My peace, my progress, and my purpose are mine to cultivate, and no one can take them from me. Silence becomes a shield, a weapon, and a testament to your resilience. Rising above negativity does not mean that you are immune to pain. Hurt will still touch you, and disappointment may still arrive, but when your response is grounded in calm and focus, the effect of that negativity diminishes. The more you practice silence and composure, the more you develop emotional intelligence and inner strength. You learn to recognize triggers, to detach from unnecessary conflict, and to navigate challenges with clarity and intention. Each moment you choose silence, you build a habit that reinforces your power and reduces the control that others have over your life. Silence also allows your actions to speak louder than words. While the world may be quick to react, the person who rises above understands that results, growth, and success are far more compelling than arguments or retaliatory gestures. When you devote your energy to creating a better life, achieving your goals, and becoming the strongest version of yourself, you demonstrate a level of power that cannot be questioned. Others may continue to act out of negativity, but your life becomes the ultimate response. Success, fulfillment, and peace are louder than any insult or attack, and they are proof that rising above is far more effective than seeking revenge. In the end, silence is a choice that strengthens your character, preserves your peace, and amplifies your power. By refusing to be dragged into conflict, by refusing to allow negativity to define your actions, and by focusing entirely on your growth and purpose, you create a life that is unshakable. Rising above is not passive. It is deliberate, disciplined, and unstoppable. And in this deliberate calm, you discover that the strongest response to anyone who tries to hurt you is not retaliation, but the quiet, undeniable force of your own unstoppable life. Happiness is one of the most powerful forms of revenge, though it is often overlooked. When someone hurts you, it is natural to want to retaliate, to make them feel the weight of what they have done. We think that revenge means creating pain for the person who caused it, that the only way to respond is with anger, confrontation, or drama. But true power lies in the quiet, unwavering ability to build a life so full of joy, purpose, and fulfillment that the negativity of others simply cannot reach you. Happiness is the ultimate victory because it is untouchable. It is self-sustained, resilient, and undeniable, and it communicates far more than any act of revenge ever could. Choosing happiness as your response begins with mindset. It begins with the understanding that no one can dictate your inner state unless you allow them to. When someone hurts you, they attempt to impose their will, their opinions, and their limitations onto you. They want to see you stumble, to see your light dim, to witness you doubt yourself. But when you decide that your happiness is not negotiable, you reclaim control. You make a conscious choice to nurture your joy, your peace, and your satisfaction independently of their actions. This is a form of strength that cannot be measured by words or gestures. It is a life lived fully and unapologetically. Happiness as revenge also requires self-awareness. It requires knowing what brings you fulfillment, what sparks your passion, and what allows you to live in alignment with your values. It is not about masking pain or pretending everything is fine. It is about actively cultivating experiences and relationships that enhance your well-being. When you focus on building your own joy, you are not distracted by the desire to retaliate. You invest your time and energy into the life you deserve, and in doing so, but you create a reality that reflects your worth rather than someone else's attempt to diminish it. There is a profound strength in realizing that your happiness cannot be stolen. No insult, no betrayal, and no act of cruelty can touch it unless you allow it. When you focus on joy, you create a shield that negativity cannot penetrate. Every laugh, every moment of peace, every experience that brings fulfillment is a declaration of your resilience. You demonstrate that your life is not dependent on the whims of others, and that their attempts to control or hurt you are powerless against the life you are building. Happiness becomes a statement, a form of resistance, and a force that cannot be argued with or dismissed. Happiness also transforms pain into perspective. When someone hurts you, it is easy to fixate on the injustice, to dwell on the wrong, and to let bitterness settle in. But choosing to cultivate happiness shifts your focus from the external to the internal. You begin to see that your value is inherent, not contingent on the opinions or actions of others. You start to recognize that hurtful moments are temporary and that the power to create a meaningful and joyful life rests entirely within you. This perspective allows you to rise above the negativity, to avoid being trapped by resentment, and to channel your energy toward what truly matters: your growth, your dreams, and your peace of mind. Another dimension of happiness as revenge is its contagious nature. When you radiate joy, confidence, and contentment, it changes the way others perceive you. Those who try to hurt you may witness your transformation and feel powerless because the energy they sought to provoke is no longer available. Your happiness is visible, undeniable, and inspiring. It communicates strength without aggression, victory without confrontation, and resilience without hostility. In a world where drama often dominates, your ability to remain joyful and composed in the face of adversity is a statement that cannot be ignored. Living a happy life as revenge also builds lasting momentum. Every choice to invest in your joy, to embrace your passions, and to cultivate meaningful connections reinforces your independence and resilience. You begin to realize that the life you are building is not defined by the actions of others, but by your own choices, intentions, and efforts. The more you focus on happiness, the more unstoppable you become, and the less space there is in your mind for grudges, anger, or bitterness. Your energy is concentrated on creation rather than destruction, on building a life worth living rather than attempting to punish someone else for their mistakes. Ultimately, happiness as revenge is a powerful affirmation of self-worth. It declares that your life cannot be shaken by anyone else's actions, that your inner peace is inviolable, and that the ultimate response to hurt is not retaliation but thriving. When you cultivate joy and fulfillment, you demonstrate that the greatest victory over those who tried to hurt you is a life so full, so abundant, and so unapologetically yours that their negativity is irrelevant. Mastering your mind and emotions is one of the most powerful tools you can develop when someone hurts you. It is natural to feel anger, resentment, or sadness when faced with betrayal, insult, or disappointment. These feelings are valid, but they are also temporary unless you allow them to control you. Many people fall into the trap of letting their emotions dictate their actions, reacting impulsively and giving power to those who tried to hurt them. True strength comes from understanding that mastery over your own mind and emotions is far more powerful than any act of retaliation. When you take control of your inner world, you gain the ability to remain calm, focused, and unstoppable regardless of external circumstances. Mastering your mind begins with awareness. It requires that you observe your thoughts without judgment and recognize how certain triggers, words, actions, or memories affect you. Hurt often generates a whirlwind of emotions that can cloud judgment, distort perception, and compel reactions that we later regret. By practicing self-awareness, you create a space between the stimulus and your response. In that space lies freedom, the freedom to choose how to respond rather than simply react. This awareness is the foundation of emotional mastery, because it allows you to reclaim control over your energy and focus it on what truly matters: your growth, your goals, and your life. Emotional mastery also involves managing impulses. When someone hurts you, the instinctive response is often to lash out, defend yourself, or prove them wrong. These impulses are natural, but acting on them can amplify conflict and trap you in cycles of negativity. By learning to pause, reflect, and respond intentionally, you break free from these patterns. You decide not to hand over your power to someone else's negativity. Instead, you use your energy constructively towards self-improvement, achieving your ambitions, and strengthening your character. Each moment you practice restraint and intentionality reinforces your inner strength and resilience, making you increasingly unshakable. Another essential aspect of mastering your mind is reframing the way you perceive hurt. Painful experiences are not just obstacles, they are teachers. When someone causes you suffering, it is easy to focus on the injustice and the discomfort. But emotional mastery allows you to see the hidden opportunity, the chance to learn, to grow, and to strengthen your resolve. Each challenge becomes a test of character, and each setback becomes a stepping stone toward a higher version of yourself. By reframing hurt in this way, you transform energy that could be wasted on anger or resentment into momentum for personal growth. Mastery of the mind also includes cultivating emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable, and people will continue to act in ways that hurt, disappoint, or frustrate you. Emotional resilience allows you to recover quickly from these experiences, maintaining clarity and focus in the face of adversity. It teaches you that your well-being does not depend on the behavior of others, but on the choices you make internally. The more resilient you become, the less impact external negativity has on your state of mind. This resilience is the cornerstone of true strength because it ensures that no one can derail your journey or diminish your sense of self-worth. Additionally, mastering your emotions strengthens your decision-making. When hurt clouds judgment, choices are often reactive, short-sighted, or guided by a desire for revenge. But a controlled mind allows you to act with precision and intentionality. You make decisions that align with your long-term vision, prioritize your growth, and maintain your dignity. This ability to act thoughtfully rather than impulsively turns what could have been moments of weakness into demonstrations of strength and maturity. Every choice you make with a clear and calm mind compounds your progress and reinforces your independence from the negativity around you. Self-control and emotional mastery also allow you to maintain your peace. One of the most devastating effects of hurt is the way it disturbs inner calm. When you allow anger, resentment, or fear to dominate your thoughts, you give away control of your life. Mastery over your emotions enables you to preserve tranquility, make rational decisions, and focus on what truly matters. Peace becomes a powerful shield, an unshakable foundation, and a silent statement to anyone who tries to hurt you that their actions have no lasting hold over your life. Ultimately, mastering your mind and emotions transforms hurt into opportunity. It allows you to rise above negativity, maintain focus on your purpose, and respond to life with strength, clarity, and intention. When you are in control of your inner world, external circumstances lose their power to derail you. The person who tried to hurt you may continue to act in ways that attempt to provoke or challenge you, but their efforts are powerless against the calm, focused, and disciplined force you have become. Time is one of the most powerful forces in life, yet it is often underestimated when it comes to dealing with those who hurt us. When someone causes pain, betrayal, or disappointment, our instinct is to seek immediate justice, to find an answer or a way to make them pay. We want the moment to be rectified, the wrong to be righted, and the hurt to be erased. But true power does not lie in instant reaction. It lies in patience, persistence, and the understanding that time has a way of revealing the truth in ways that anger or revenge never can. Letting time show your strength means trusting the process, focusing on your own growth, and allowing life to demonstrate your resilience in ways that are undeniable and lasting. Time allows perspective to settle. When someone hurts you, the initial shock or pain can feel overwhelming. Every insult or betrayal may seem magnified, and it is easy to become consumed by thoughts of retaliation or self-doubt. But as moments, days, and months pass, clarity begins to emerge. You start to see the situation from a broader viewpoint, recognizing patterns, motives, and the true nature of the people involved. What once felt catastrophic can reveal itself as a lesson, an opportunity, or even a catalyst for growth. Time allows your emotions to settle and gives you the mental space to respond with wisdom rather than reaction. Time also exposes the limitations of those who attempt to harm you. People who act out of jealousy, insecurity, or cruelty often cannot maintain their negativity indefinitely. Their intentions, actions, and words may sting in the moment, but over time, their true character becomes evident. They may be forced to confront the consequences of their behavior, or life may naturally separate them from your path. While it may seem slow, this process works in your favor. The more you focus on your own growth and purpose, the less space there is for them to affect you, and over time, their power diminishes. Life itself becomes the mechanism for revealing what they cannot take from you: your resilience, your progress, and your strength. Time also allows your achievements to speak louder than words. While immediate revenge or confrontation may feel satisfying in the short term, it is fleeting. Achievements, however, accumulate, endure, and leave a lasting impression. Every skill you master, every goal you accomplish, every obstacle you overcome quietly demonstrates your strength. Those who try to hurt you may witness your growth, and the impact is far greater than any impulsive retaliation could have been. Over time, your success becomes the undeniable proof that their attempts to diminish you failed. And the more you accomplish, the clearer this truth becomes. One of the most subtle yet powerful aspects of time is its ability to shift focus. People who hurt you often expect you to remain stuck in the moment, consumed by anger, bitterness, or the desire for revenge. They hope their actions will linger in your mind, shaping your thoughts and choices. But when you allow time to pass and dedicate your energy to your own growth, you shift the focus away from them. You stop giving power to the negativity and redirect it toward building a life that is full, meaningful, and unstoppable. The passage of time allows you to transform hurt into progress, anger into motivation, and betrayal into clarity. Patience, in this sense, is an ally. It is easy to underestimate the power of waiting, but patience allows you to respond with precision and thoughtfulness rather than reaction. It enables you to let your life unfold, to pursue your goals without distraction, and to rise above the petty attempts of others to control or hurt you. As time moves forward, every small choice, every consistent action, and every step toward growth compounds into something remarkable. The longer you focus on your own journey, the less relevant the people who try to hurt you become. Time shows that strength is not in impulsive reactions, but in persistent, unwavering commitment to yourself and your vision. Time also has a way of healing. Hurt leaves scars, but those scars fade when you invest in yourself, your dreams, and your purpose. The more time passes, the more perspective deepens, and the more your resilience solidifies. You begin to see that the energy you spent worrying about someone else's actions can be redirected into your own growth, creating a momentum that is unstoppable. While others may remain caught in the moment of negativity, your life moves forward, and your strength becomes evident not through words, but through your unstoppable presence. Ultimately, allowing time to reveal your strength is a practice of trust, patience, and focus. It demonstrates that you do not need to prove yourself in the heat of the moment, nor do you need immediate validation. The passage of time, coupled with consistent growth, achievement, and self-mastery, naturally reveals your power, resilience, and unshakable character. Those who try to hurt you may never understand the full measure of your strength, but that does not matter. Time ensures that your life becomes the undeniable answer, a testament to the fact that real victory is not immediate, but enduring, unstoppable, and self-evident. In the journey of life, the people who try to hurt us will always exist, but their power over us only lasts as long as we allow it. The true response to pain, betrayal, and negativity is not anger, revenge, or resentment. It is growth, self-mastery, and the relentless pursuit of our own success, happiness, and peace. By choosing to rise above, to turn hurt into fuel, to focus on what truly matters, and to let time and our actions speak for us, we create a life that is unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniable. Every challenge, every insult, every attempt to bring us down becomes a stepping stone toward the strongest, most resilient version of ourselves. Remember, the best revenge is not in proving others wrong. It is in proving yourself right, in living fully, loving yourself, and achieving more than anyone could have imagined. Your life, your joy, your growth, and your victories are the ultimate answer to those who tried to hurt you. Keep rising, keep shining, and keep moving forward, because nothing can stop someone who is determined to live their best life. Good luck on your journey. Thank you for listening, and may your path always be filled with strength, growth, and unstoppable success.